Hey guys, Craig here, Product Manager at Broker Engine. I wanted to walk you through how we manage our settlement booked process inside of my mortgage broking practice. And we, of course, use Broker Engine for that. And a couple of things to the process that might be useful to look at in implementing in your practice. The first thing that we do inside of Broker Engine anyway is we have a daily email that comes out. And the daily email just indicates to the user, should they have any finance dates due in the next 2 business days where the loan's not already approved, or any settlement dates during the next 2 days where the 2 business days where the stage isn't already set to settlement book. So firstly, Broker Engine is warning you that, hey, there's a deal here that should be settling in 2 days, but it's not yet booked. You might want to do something about that. Same thing for finance dates. And you can have some other stuff in your daily email as well, such as tasks. That's the first thing around settlement booked. The second thing, of course, that's going to happen when a deal is booked in is you want to be updating your clients of the date and time and potentially updating related parties and doing any other steps you need to do at the settlement book stage. So, for example, what would happen is a deal would move into stage settlement booked, normally by my team, and there's actually a task here for the team that will pop up in a second to complete the settlement booked checklist. And what that is saying, obviously the task will have some details around what to do there, and it's linked to the checklist over here, which we'll highlight. It's saying you've got to complete this checklist to then move on to the next step in your process. So the checklist we would have, for example, is update the settlement booked date and time. And if you're a first time user using the system, it sort of gives you some tip text. But effectively all the team's going to do here is they're just going to insert the date of settlement if it hasn't changed, or if it's changed, and then also the time of settlement. So let's say it's 3 o'clock. Once they've done that, they can mark that item as complete. The next one is, for this particular deal, the lender, we want to make sure the lender has sufficient funds in the authority to debit account. So the team might call up the lender, or they might check on the online notes. Again, you have whatever you want in your checklist, and these checklists are dynamic. So what's going to happen there is the team's going to mark that one as complete, and then they're going to be prompted to mark the task complete, given they've completed the checklist. Once they mark the task complete, there'll be a little email that comes out, and it looks something like this here. And the email just sort of says, hi, John and Mary, just been booked in. This has been booked in for this date, this time. There's an attachment there with some frequently asked questions. So that's updating the client around their, when it's going to be booked in, so they can get ready for that and get their removal list ready and things like that. Now, you may also want to update some related parties. So, for example, you might have in your workflow, you might have a template there where on settlement booked, you might want to have updated, this is our process here, for example, and you might want to have updated, so the task to the checklist, it's linked to the checklist, so the task can't be completed until the checklist is done. Then there's the email. You may want to actually add in an additional email here, which has an email to, you may want to have an email here, so it goes task to complete the checklist. Again, you can link that to your particular checklist and require it completed or not require it to be completed. And then you've got your email that goes out with your so email template here with your attachment. Again, you can control all the mail merge fields and things like that. And then you might want to do an email that's to the solicitor, for example, or not to the solicitor, probably to the real estate agent, maybe to advise them it's ready, or to the referrer. So again, you can create an email template there. You can then go, who's it to, the referrer, for example, or the property agent, or things like that. So you can decide who the email is to and create your own sort of email template there for you. Out of the box, we provide you, of course, with a lot of the stuff, but that's some examples of what you might do in your settlement book process. So high level, that's what we do on the settlement book process. It's check to make sure that the date and time is being updated in Broker Engine, then an email out to the client to confirm it's been booked in with some frequently asked questions attached, as well as potentially updating also related parties. The checklist will help you ensure that key steps at that stage are also completed. Craig Vaughan here, Product Manager at Broker Engine. Anything of interest there, please jump on to brokerengine.com.au.